There's nothing wrong with missing your ex, but why do you miss them? It seems like the harder you try to forget them, the stickier the situation gets. Before you judge yourself for missing your ex or giving completely over to reminiscing, have you ever looked into your feelings to see which parts of your ex you actually miss? You don't miss your ex, let's face it. If you look closely, what you're missing is probably the version of you that existed when you were with them. Missing someone after a breakup doesn't always mean you want the relationship back. Sometimes it means you're grieving an identity that once felt important. And sometimes that important someone is actually you. So if you're missing your ex, but you can't figure out which part of the relationship that keeps you lingering, let's explore 3 reflections that might help you finally find clarity and closure. So the first question we're gonna ask ourselves is that, are you missing the person or the emotional identity you practiced when you were with them? When a relationship ends, we don't just lose a partner. We lose a rhythm, a version of ourselves we got used to living in, an identity we once thought that mattered. Think about what specifically shows up when you say, I miss them. I mean, is it them? Is it him or her you're actually missing? Or the feelings they gave you? When you're around them, you're probably more expressive, more confident, more alive. Your ex was once the secret ingredient in your bland recipe. They used to matter, and it's normal to feel that void inside you now that hurts. The pain comes from remembering yourself laughed differently, trusted more easily, and allowing yourself to be seen without acting strong all the time. You didn't just lose a relationship. You lost the first person who came to mind when you woke up in the morning. You lost a meaningful piece of you. And it's okay to acknowledge that without feeling ashamed or judged. Sometimes what hurts most isn't that they're gone. It's that you're not sure where that version of you went or if you're ever getting it back. So for our second reflection, we're going to ask ourselves a couple of questions. Answer them truthfully to yourself and for yourself. So here we're going to try to figure out what exactly you're longing for. Is it their qualities or the experience they unlocked in you? So our first question is, do you miss their comfort or the feeling of finally being cared for? Question number 2, do you miss the adventures or the courage you finally allowed yourself to have? And the next question is, do you miss their attention or the feeling of being chosen and prioritized? And the last question is, do you actually miss the conversations or the safety of having someone who listened? Hopefully, you'll see the patterns after you've answered these questions truthfully. If what you're missing are the feelings your ex brought you, the excitement, the calmness, the belonging, instead of the person, then you're actually not trying to get them back. The truth is, you're actually trying to get yourself back. You don't miss them, you miss you. So after you acknowledge that the person you're actually missing is yourself instead of your ex, we can work on our last reflection, which is, instead of trying to bring them back, how can you rebuild the parts of yourself that you miss? That version of you didn't exist because of them. It existed because you gave it permission to exist. Even if the relationship brought out that side of you, it still came from you. In other words, if you didn't have the potential, it wouldn't have been possible. It was you who made it possible. Therefore, that means it's not gone. It's just disconnected. Like a smartphone searching for Wi-Fi. You're subconsciously searching for a way to reconnect with that missing piece of identity. There are 2 questions you can ask yourself that'll help you to find clarity. Instead of focusing on the person who experienced the unforgettable moments with you, what actions or environments made that version of you show up? In what ways can you practice those qualities again without them? These questions aren't about pretending you're fine or forcing growth. They're about remembering your identity isn't owned by a relationship. It doesn't define you. If you miss the brave version of you, give yourself small challenges again. If you miss being playful, create space for interesting activities. If you miss being open and expressive, practice that with people you trust. Every version of you that once existed is still available. It doesn't disappear because the relationship did. We all have different perspectives and sides of ourselves to offer the world. Everyone is like a candy shop, selling different flavors and different scenarios. When a flavor is out of stock, it doesn't mean it won't be made or sold again. The same goes for with reconnecting the missing version of yourself. Missing someone doesn't always mean you want them back. Sometimes your mind is simply showing you a feature that you loved. And once you realize you're ready to meet that version of you again, without anyone or any relationship to recreate it, you'll grow closer to your authentic self and be ready for your next chapter. If you watched this video so far, I sincerely hope this video helps you. And if you're interested in how to build confidence, I got a video right here. See you next time.